EPIC43 with Intel. It is once again IXO with another new caster. Young man,
Yep.
What's your name?
Mr. Stim and Win Gamer Richie, sir.
It's Stim and Win Gamer Richie. We've seen you a few times on stream today. You've been doing some fantastic games. And yeah, happy to have you on stream. You're going to help us cast this PVZ.
Let's do it.
Yeah, like I say, we are already jumping into a rematch of EPIC versus Zain. And I believe we're going to cut the game because the game has already started. And hopefully, yeah, we can get into some good stuff. All right, let's take a seat and see what we have here. So, spawning in the bottom right as the green Protoss for the second. Actually, he's been on a lot of times today. It is Zain.
And on the top left-hand side, wearing the red hot pants, it is the legend, Iba. Or Iba, sorry, Iba. I always say it wrong. I always say that wrong.
Yeah, I know. Iba feels so natural, doesn't it? But yeah, Iba is, I believe, more correctly pronounced, according to Zain.
I'll tell you what, he's an absolutely talented young man.
He is a very talented
brilliant.
young
He
man.
gets a lot of support around him.
Yep.
I mean, coming to Epic Land, performing the way that he is,
Yep.
absolutely insane. And also we've got Zain as well,
Yes.
which, you know what, he's played very, very well.
Yeah, you can't deny it, can
I mean, I threw the kitchen sink and the guy's still standing. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
So that's absolutely insane. So we're in a PVZ at the moment, and we've seen a lot of PVZs today where they're going into the carriers, they're going into the storm. Let's have a look at how Zain approaches this opener, whether he goes into the Stargate, nice and safe onto a third. Perfect, fantastic. And we're going to have a look at how Iba's going to be opening up in the game as well, obviously with the ling speed and taking off of gas completely. Now, Zain's job with this Stargate is really just to get a lot of scouting, a lot of vision, identifying whether Iba's droning, making sure whether he's taking up. So, at this early stage of the game, though, with Zain's information, only thing you can do is just make sure that Iba's not doing anything tricky.
Yeah, that is exactly it. And as you do see, we do have the Overlord here for Iba coming over through to try and scout. Just make sure everything is normal at the front. We do see this this probe coming out quite quickly. And we have noticed that there's been a further meta development of taking thirds really early, sometimes as early as 3:15. In fact, this probe here coming out onto the map looks like it's coming out to straight do the third.
And the reason why is that Oracle, unless lings can climb on top of each other and somehow hit the Oracle, there's no punishment for that Oracle opener. Yeah. So Zain is abusing that necessity.
You know what? I used that word earlier when I was casting that. I was like, yeah, Richard likes to know how he finds something and he'll abuse it.
It's true.
That's how you like to word it. I really respect that, how you look at the game. And yeah, we do see that ling speed is finishing out now, right as the Oracle pops. We'll be following this Oracle to see where it goes on its merry adventures. And of course, the third base has started down here with the nice pylon to try and protect the Adept.
What's really important here to note is whether there is going to be a second or a third Oracle.
Yes.
If he does go to a third Oracle, what we're probably seeing is a hell of a lot more aggression on three bases, because there's so much more ability to do a lot of damage quite early on. Or he could sit back with his double immortals as he loves to do.
Yeah, but that's it. He's definitely trended toward that way, especially this tournament. He's been playing double Robo all the time. You can see why that's the meta, and that's why it's been working out well, because Immortals turns out really good.
Fantastic here for Zain. Confirms that the third base, there's not a lot of drones that are on there, if not any. Yeah. But he just needs to double check whether there are drones. You just want to know the intention to do something.
Yes, exactly.
Here. And this is really, really good for Zain. Not using any energy yet. Waiting until second Oracle comes out, and then he's going to try and see whether he can pick workers off here and there, while at home trying to saturate three bases and really trying to scale into this game.
Yeah, and that's exactly it. And we do see the safety Rotoron coming down for Iba, as well as the Evolutionary Chamber. But, oh yeah, so many queens about here. Yeah, do you know what? I would have been tempted to dive in there, because it's only one queen, but then there are two queens on the left and two more on the on the right. And suddenly it gets very
does need to watch out. That's getting even further low. I really get quite concerned when the Oracle's this low. And the reason being, once these Oracles are so active on the map and their energy is low, the Zerg player's almost looking, and already the counter-attack's happening here. And the Adept's not in position.
Very lot of workers. Two workers going down. A great start for Iba here. Three workers. If he can minimise the damage here, maybe it'll be alright. A fifth goes down. And he has to activate the Oracles, and they're brought home. Allows him to take a fourth base himself. Very comfortable. He's up to 60 workers already.
And it's so frustrating at that point for Zain. So Zain's got to really look back now and think, right, okay, how can I get back into this game? Now, the game's not over, but when you're sitting there and you're just thinking, oh my God, I just lost a hell of a lot of workers to those units. What does Zain need to do to get back into this game? Well, the only thing he can do is use these oracles, either hit a timing or go to a 4th base himself and slowly scale into the game.
I was about to say, yeah, there is always the drag it to a late game option, which is kind of how Zain and Ebba played earlier. They were kind of like just baiting each other to go to the late game. Every opportunity they took, it was to drone and expand. So though Zain was a bit more multi-pronged earlier, he was also doing this a lot, the double Archon drop.
It's really good.
Which, I really love.
You have to watch out here, because if he's overly aggressive, then it only takes Iber a split second to make a lot of units, get them across the map, or he loses those Archons. Iber's in a keen spot to punish. Now, he does need to watch out. Great reaction here from Iber, pulling the workers away. Obviously, there's a lot of area of effect damage, so you need to get those lovely workers.
Yeah, you don't want that splash going all over your drones and causing issues here. You have an Overseer in the natural running about here, causing a muck for our boy Zain. He was doing a lot of Nidus play earlier as well. I wonder if that's going to be a thing. But now all the Queens jump onto the Prism. It's going to lose some hull. It's not going to lose some hull damage. Oh, it does.
Can't lose it. Cannot lose it at all. And the 4th base here from Zain, he's got all the gases. So at the moment, he's sitting there with a big pot of money.
Yes.
And we're now waiting whether that is going to be Zain now going across the map and being aggressive, or is he going to slowly go into that 4th? Is he playing this? It looks like he's playing this really, really safe. But now he's getting outscaled here.
I was about to say, you kind of want to see either a bunch more gateways. He is on like 9 gates already. So he's on a healthy gate count. But yeah, really hard to see the intentions of what Zain wants to do right here. If he really wants to commit, or is he going to do like a big run by whilst doing pressure on the side? Like, he has drawn the whole army over here, but I'm not sure how much these charge shots are going to be able to get done.
He needs to do huge damage here. This is a massive commitment. This is almost 2 or 3 Nexuses worth of Zealots as he goes into the main base. Let's see whether he can do damage. Whopping in at the 4th base as well. Zain, you dirty devil, he's killing so many workers.
And he's actually starting to cause a lot of chaos for Iber. Iber's really struggling to pull, to get this. 18 workers going down, and nothing's been cleared up yet. He does get 1 Archon as it comes out, and is now starting to clear things out. But yeah, a very nice slap around the head for him there.
There was the commitment that we were talking about. He needed to go for a lot of it. Now this doesn't.
Was that enough damage?
that is the question.
That's actually the very hard question for this.
But look at this. He's done the damage. He's getting his upgrades, going on to that +2 again. With those Immortals with +2, they're just going to go through roaches like butter.
Exactly, yeah. like a knife through butter.
Correct.
You love to see it.
Like stim through lings. There we go, buddy.
Through lings. Few slow roaches being made now. I think Iber likes to do this, where he has to build the roaches, and then he'll just sack them, going into a 4th base. But he might be surprised to see that there isn't a 4th base here. I don't know how active he's been here. He often has a link on the 4th base.
Zain, I swear, put a probe down by that 4th base, so maybe...
I thought so as well. I mean, there's one here, but I don't know if there was ever one here.
He's definitely doing a lot of faking here. He's doing a lot of faking with when this 4th base is coming down.
Okay, well, we now have the harass, which is actually timed out really perfectly, because Zain's on creep wanting to make something happen, and now he's got to try and attack into lurkers and also deal with this kind of poultry roach force. But you can't just ignore this either. Actually, 2 or more are sitting close by, but he's too focused on the front here and isn't able to actually deal with it effectively. We've also got to be very careful, because I'm sure there's a Nidus somewhere, and there is a changeling in the back of the main, and Iber seems to love doing that. But this is actually...
He's getting more and more damage done, but it now looks like Zain is very, very much all in here. With his army in the middle of the map, he has to get some damage done. He has to try and do monumental damage here to stay in this game. At the moment, Zain is getting picked apart just with the 5 roaches.
17, 18 workers go down before these 2 Immortals that have been sitting there for quite a long time are actually able to clean this up. Eventually 19 workers total, and all that damage, all that momentum that he'd done from earlier, now completely gone out the window.
Yeah, they're definitely killing each other's workers here. I think they've made a gentleman agreement. Just kill how many workers that we can.
Okay. If this 4th base goes down, surely it will not go down.
Zain's got one option: to max out and hope and pray that he gets a very good fight away from the lurkers, gets a very good fight whilst Iber is out of position. There is still an opportunity. It's so unlucky here, but a lot of the roaches are dying.
Yep.
Iber does have a hell of a lot of resources stacked up.
I love this because he knows that he wants to come across the map. He can see it. So what's he doing? A bunch of lings going around the bottom. This base wasn't very fortified earlier, and it's still not very fortified. There's going to be one cannon there shortly. But if these lings go in now, and they are moving in now, they're going to be able to cause a massive headache for Zain.
It does have overcharge though, so
the battery cannot heal itself, unfortunately.
True.
But this Zealot Warping is at least going to defend this, and he can now look away. And does he move in? No.
He needs a great engagement. He needs to keep kind of pondering left and right and look for that opportunity. He can still win this. It's just going to be very difficult. Iber's very, very patient as a player. He will hold until the right units come out, the Vipers, the Broodlords. He just needs to continually hold this. This is not over yet, as Zain is really trying to be aggressive here. He's trying to put his stamp on the map.
And he's found an angle. He's found an angle.
He's caught off guard!
A complete mystery by Iber as he goes to the south side, and actually Zain rotated up back to the north side. He's going to get one. He's probably going to get two bases here. There is a few handful of lurkers, but I don't think there's enough. I mean, Zain's just going to muscle through. It's not the most efficient trades for him, but it is certainly getting some damage done.
I'll tell you what, I mean, this is an absolute crazy game. As he goes back in, he's going to lose so many Archons into the two
Archons
lurkers.
were low. Oh, and yeah, 3 more Archons gone down there. Quite a bit of units lost. So it's overall quite even, but a bit more lost for Protoss, and that's generally a bad sign for Protoss. And now that Nidus that I mentioned earlier, it's coming into play, and that forces a recall back. Now he is going to be able to get this before it goes up, but just having this there is such an annoying thing to have to deal with, especially since you can't kill this without a Stargate unit. And what's happening at the 4th base but a Ling run by? And a Nidus sitting over there, and I don't think he's going to be able to stop this Nidus from going up. And now it's Iber who's on the aggression. He's the one who's sharking around looking to kill bases.
120 supply to 88. 2-1 versus 1-2. No armor upgrades, of course, as we do see almost a surround here.
No.
Too many lurkers.
All the lurkers get out, and Zain knows that if he tries to take that fight, he will lose the game here. He's got to retreat from this position and try and find some other way to win. But I think all of his options are being closed out to him here, as while he does have a good standing army, the lurkers now get into that crucial position between the natural and the main. And I'm not sure he's going to be able to bust this position.
What a great position. This is just a meat grinder here.
Oh, my God.
Zain's head will go down a bit, but he'll look at this game and he'll think, you know what, I had a good run at this one. He was very far behind over a long time. It's still not quite over, but there's so many lurkers. It's absolutely insane.
Yeah, and again, it's like Zain doesn't quite know what to do with his army. He's walking away from the Nexus he's trying to defend because there's just so much of a threat there. Now the lurkers get burrowed, and that lurker line is so deep, and that is going to be the end of game number 1 on stream of this best of 3.
And Iber takes the first map, and that's really, really important in sort of mental-wise.
Yes, yeah.
Because now you're at the knockout stages.
Yes.
And
this is tournament life on the line. You're holding nothing back.
It's horrible. It feels horrible because you sit there and you think, well, that's it. You know, I'm one game away from going home. Now, you can react 2 ways. You can go, right, all right, good on you. You did a lot of damage early on. Either correct those mistakes and see if you can go back later in the game, or we could see something cheeky from Zain.
Oh, possibly
we haven't seen anything yet from Zain.
He hasn't done anything really cheeky. Not even like a big 2-base all-in. I feel like those are very telegraphed, and maybe like he respects Iber too much. Like he thinks that Iber will always know it's coming. And
you kind of have to though, because otherwise, if you play your Joker card and you know.
But would you play it now? Tournament life on the line.
I love it. Keep in the game.
I love it. Let's have a look. Well, it is going to be on Oceanborn. That's going to be the map. We are joining into the lobby right now. And so do you think Zain can pull this back?
Good possibility. It's on Oceanborn. It's a very big map. Yep. Iber loves to surround you on maps. He loves to put you in a box and throw that box down the stairs, basically. You feel very claustrophobic when you're playing against him.
Oh, wow, yeah.
You really
he's really fast. He's he's got that young man quickness and he's a Zerg. Yeah, exactly. He got that young man finesse, you know? Absolutely love to see this kid play, and glad to see him doing so well. Glad that he's become an absolute regular here at LAN as well. He's very much become a part of the community. And a big shout out to his dad, Zam, who sits with him and supports him all the way. And Zam's a lovely member of the community as well. So we are going into game number 2 with Iber being 1-0 up. And remember, this is a best of 3, so this is last life, last map potentially for Zain here in this tournament.
What did I say?
What did you say?
Oh no, I was going to say.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to do something cheeky then.
Yeah, no.
Never know. Go on.
Yeah.
Go on.
Yeah, no, I think this is just going for a hatch block. Yeah.
Honestly, Pro Brush would have been great.
Pro Brush would have been not cheeky. That would have been something else indeed. We are hoping to see the Nexus block, I guess. And I was kind of hoping for Proxy 4-gate, but you wouldn't send out 2 probes that anyway. I was like, what is he doing?
I'm waiting for him to be a little bit more cheekier.
Oh, the spray.
Yeah. Very, very good here. Really does knock you a little bit off your game here, not being able to get that natural hit. Also allows for a lot of adept harass in between the natural and the third here. So Stargate, again, a great option to open up in this game after he's forced his opponent to take that third there. So Zain already in a positive spot. If he was to do anything aggressive here, anything all in, this would certainly be the right position.
Exactly, and the thing about this is that you always know the Zerg is gonna. If you block this base, the Zerg is gonna have to take this base, because no Zerg wants to come all the way down here and take this base. Even though it's a bit more forward, it's not like Crimson Court where you know it can then be an attack path, and nobody's gonna take this base obviously because it's further away than this base. So you know that this is where the natural is gonna be, and this can become your target for later on in the map.
And who have these guys got after this? EXO.
Risky.
It's insane. We've either got ZVZ or another ZVP after.
Yeah.
So it's absolutely stacked.
You probably didn't hear because I think you would have been playing during it. Probably playing Zain. I was kind of hoping that you'd make the Dream Terran run, you know, and go through everybody, and then. But you had a really good run, by the way.
Yeah.
Like there.
Yeah. The stim's too good.
The stim is too good. You get it nerfed, guys, in the next patch. I want to see it. But really impressive run. And
we see Warpgate here. Now, is he doing that because the Overlord's there? Is he going to cancel that? And is he going to go into a Twilight Robo here?
Oh my lord! I think if we look here, we're going to see a.
If he cancels it should be a Stargate here. Now, this will definitely tell the tale.
I think you could.
Is he going to go Stargate even though he's gone for the Warpgate? Guys, absolutely crazy.
He is. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's interesting.
So this is definitely a mind game.
Yep.
Like I say, for anyone, for the lesser initiated, this Overlord can see this base, and you can see that the building is researching.
Yeah.
And the Zergs look out for this, because if you spend your money here, it means you can't afford a Stargate.
Too early.
So this Stargate is deliberately late because Zain is selling Iber a story.
He's a salesman.
Yeah, he's a salesman. He's a second hand. He's got the hand.
He's going Stalker after as well.
I love it. That's actually so good. Yes.
And the main reason was because there's a 50 gas difference between the Stargate and the Robo and the Twilight. So that's where they get that 50 gas from. So.
Yes. Okay. Oh, I thought the shed was going to finish, but it didn't. Okay. Yes. So.
Third base.
Really selling it to him. And again, if this Stalker can walk out and actually, just shoo this back to the Overlord spot, this Overlord can never really leave to go in there.
Does Iper know that there's a third? I know he saw the probe. I think he saw the probe go over there.
Okay. Well,
and he's making Spore Crawlers as well. Wow.
Oh, wow. The Spore Crawler is actually a really, I would say, mature call here. Because you don't know what's going on.
He's in the third here.
And yet now he sees the third,
Stalker's not great, actually, in this position. There's not a lot of DPS here.
And, in fact, there's going to be a lot of surface areas now. The Oracle comes out, and he's like, whoa, there's an Oracle.
But that's a lot of wasted energy now.
Yeah.
Because now he's going to have to wait. Oh, look at him transitioning straight into the Twilight Council here. Yeah. Very, very clever.
I think we're going to see Glaives
Sneaky.
off of this.
Sneaky. He's got to do it. He's got to do it.
He's playing it.
So he has to be very, very cheeky in a map like this. Maybe if he continues to make adepts, that is going to be Glaives. If he continually
I think it
does
3 extra gateways, like that, take him up to 5 total. Yeah,
he's going for a third gas.
It's going to be
He's going for a third gas. It can't be Glaives. It's got to be.
No.
Oh my God!
It is.
So he's going to, after the Glaives, he's probably going to go into some sort of rope.
Do you think DT? I'd love to see a DT follow up, but I don't know. That's like
we got to let the Glaives finish, and then
yeah.
Because right now, obviously, Iber.
There's the Leone just dying.
It's a really awkward position. We've got the Roach Ruins coming down for Iber as well. Lair's on the way too. We have 2 gases here, so he's playing this very, very safe. Really sort of, bread and butter type.
Oh, and he went to snipe the Overlord from the pillar earlier, but the Overlord has moved back and is now over in this.
He has to know something's up. He has to know something's up because right now, by the time the roaches come out, I don't think he's going to have enough. There's going to be a very small timing here where Zane's going to be able to do damage.
Okay, good probe micro, yeah. Zain loves this sort of stuff. Like when he defends a 12 pool, he does it with 1 Zealot and 4 probes, and he says you should never lose the probe. He's so good. However, he does want to get them back mining. Okay, he did.
And he's made 11 workers, and he's going to have a very small period here.
Oh, you love to see it.
A very small period, and it's 4. Obviously, Zerg has to stay a base ahead. So
Yes.
Ibba's doing the right thing in trying to. Oh, well, look how many adepts, though. Look at.
But did this see it? Did he see it?
He sold it. He's absolutely sold it. He's a salesman.
Now the panic's come out. 6 roaches being made, and they are going to be out in time to help defend this.
Does Iber block the natural?
Yeah, he's going to.
Come on,
surely.
Come on. He's.
Okay,
Okay.
He's ready
is
for
that, is that a wall? Are we?
Yeah,
am I going crazy?
Yeah, that's a wall. That's a wall.
Okay.
Yeah, look, there's the adepts like trying to get directly in. They immediately
There's not a
cancel,
lot of units there. It could have actually just went in.
Yeah, we've had this before though, and Zain will continue the pressure on this, and he will find an entrance. He's like water, you know. He'll find a crack and then get in. There it was the cancel. If you need to get the rematch pretty quickly. Oh, that was a scary moment there. Maybe even just put pressure on this 4th, but I doubt you'll get a cancel on it.
I don't know. There's not really much you can do here. Making another Oracle and Blink Stalker's coming out after.
Oh, I love it. Okay, so
really
he's going to go for the Blink follow-up. Go Blink Oracle now that you forced like a Roach sort of Ling Queen sort of response and keep the pressure up.
It's all about catching him out of position, that's all.
Yes, exactly. And these adepts can stay alive for a long time, assuming, you know, Zain controls them properly. He's also getting his 4th base up during this. So again, taking a real, like, I don't know, like...
It's an interesting way to play this matchup, using the adepts to really hold everything. Oh, it's not going to be able to block. Oh,
that was, yeah, the shade was too soon to being done. He would have stopped there and had to fight. And again, I think at this point, he's not committing to doing damage. He's just committed to making Ibba scared.
Does he go in?
Nah,
he's not committed.
Yeah.
And he's just killing the roaches out in the front. This is fantastic play for Zain.
Ibba has to keep half the army here to like threaten it, but that half the army isn't actually trading very well. It is kind of whittling down. Like he's lost 3 adepts, but for 4 roaches. Oh, that time he lets it finish because they are completely out of position, and now he's going back in. Missed targets on the Hydra Den there isn't great. Yeah, and recalls them. He's like, I don't want to lose all of these adepts. I need to keep pressure on the Zerg.
Now the problem is here for Zain is he hasn't got a lot of AoE unless I've missed.
I don't think he's got any.
Hydra's going to be out as well, so he really needs to get on this AoE train here.
Yeah, well, Robo starts, and actually I think, is that the first Robo of the game? That is the first Robo of the game. So he's a long way from thinking. He would actually be quicker to get Storm if he wanted to go into an AoE here.
It's actually not too bad here, because if the adepts get on top of the Hydralisks, that's not actually a terrible idea.
The thing is that the advantage of Stalkers is that you can push really deep in and then blink back. But if there's a depth following, you can't push that deep in. He's going to really rely on this stasis to be able to trap a bunch of units, but it's only going to catch 2 links, and now this army from Ibba looks terrifyingly large. He's going to send the Shades forward to threaten Ibba to come home, and he does. Now he's having a little small skirmish in the middle with only half the army. This is good for Zain.
Huge.
Blinks on top of it.
Yeah, that's really, really good here. But unfortunately, I think is Iber all in here? He's got 70, 72 workers, 120 supply here. He had scaled almost out of control, and it's not the good fight to take
he is forcing his way up the ramp. There is a stasis ward about to go off, but he is able to target at the last second and actually gets through most of the buffer. And now Zain has to run home to a cannon and battery.
Now,
unbelievable.
It's all to do with now the Blink Micro here. If Zain is able to Blink Micro like a god, he will be able to trade relatively well here.
Okay, Hydra Speed only just completed. But again, there's actually a lot of Stalkers here. And I think Ibba doesn't want to stand there and fight. He's kind of afraid to just stand there and fight and trade with the Stalkers. But I think he's got to.
I don't know about the Blink. He just needs to keep trading here. No overcharge here. And now Iber is pushing forward. He needs to win this game to get to the... What a concave here with the Hydras. One Stalker after the other going down.
And in this tense moment, it looks like Ibba has just too much as he is breaking the back of Zain at this 3rd base. Doesn't even need to go down to the 4th. There's a slow flood of Zerg coming across the map. Is it going to be enough? And I think it is just going to be enough. There's just so many Hydras still here, still standing here, still shooting. And there it is, the GG. Well played. And good luck.
Really, really good. He's just a very, very quick young man, isn't he? He's scaled out of control. And it was really, really good to see Zain constantly being the aggressor. But once you get Ibba on 4 base saturation, there's not really much you can do. Again, it was a great idea from Zain to mix it up. I like the adepts. Maybe commit too much into adepts, but overall, I think Zain definitely has a good run. Has had a good run in this tournament. Obviously, beating the best Terran in the tournament, which came Richie.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, and you have solidified yourself as the best Terran in the tournament, so don't worry about that.
Stim and win, baby. But I'll tell you what, it's a really, really good series. It shows how really strong players are here. Because I'll tell you what, Zain's a very good player. Zain is a very good player. He's no sort of pushover.
Absolutely.
Yeah, really, really good.
But
well,
I was going to say, yeah, Eba is now going to be tested even further because he is running the gauntlet, having to go through Gamer Richie, the best Terran in the tournament, had to go through Zain, one of the best Protosses in the tournament. Now has to go through Risky, the next thing, and that's going to be starting in about 15 minutes, or about 10 minutes. We're going to be
ZVZ, is it?
Yeah, ZVZ, and this is the gauntlet, the best of 3 to go through to the grand final.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's either Risky or Iba versus Gerald.
That's it. We are now top 3.
Well, guys, stay tuned because there's going to be Balins, there's going to be Roaches, maybe even a 12 ball.
Oh, with a spine. Oh. All right, we are going to be cutting to a break right quickly, but we will be back very shortly with the lower consolidation finals, lower bracket finals, to decide who's going to be going into the grand finals.